Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to do a little short video, but I kind of just want to talk about the F1 sprint race qualifying, whatever you want to call it, and sort of give my opinion on it. I think that I've seen a lot of people that don't necessarily like it, whether it's teams, drivers, fans, whatever. People don't necessarily seem to like it. And with a lot of F1 things, I tend to have a different opinion on it. I think that sprint qualifying has been awesome. I think that it's, first of all, obviously spiced up the weekend, which I think everybody agrees on that part. It's way better than 3 practice sessions, then qualifying, than the race, because it makes that first practice session so much more wild, because everybody really has to go in and just be on track the whole time. Then we have qualifying on that night. Obviously, the race a little later, but you may watch it in the morning. Who knows? That day, though, the second session is a qualifying session, which ramps up the excitement. Then we have a super lame practice session Saturday morning because of park permit. You can't do anything, which is very lame, but we have that. Then you have the sprint qualifying. Then you have the race on Sunday. So it definitely adds to the weekend, but people think that it's not exciting or it's not, whatever. I think that it is exciting. I think that I'd rather see a 30-minute race than an hour practice session on Friday. So I think that it adds to so much of the race weekend, and I want to see, what else can be done with it. Now, I think that there's a few things to change. I think the idea of making it purely a race instead of being a qualifying session, I'm not against that. I'm not against the sprint qualifying purely being just a race. I think we take qualifying. I like the idea of qualifying on Friday being the starting order for the race on Sunday, the Grand Prix, and the sprint session. This is qualifying for both. I think that's a great idea. I think that it will make people go for it more, knowing, if you're a top driver, if you're Max or you're Lewis, you're probably not going to go for it. But if you think, all right, I can get these 3 points, and my starting spot of, whatever, if you have a bad start, say in Monza where Lewis fell from 2nd to 4th, he might have gone for it more against, those McLarens. He might have gone for it. Or did he fall 5th? Thought he was, he started 4th in the race on Sunday, so he must have been 5th. He fell back behind both those McLarens, and he would have probably went for it more against them had, been like, all right, I'm going to start 4th, If it was like, okay, I can get points here more, there's more of an incentive to go for it, not lose that start spot, be like, all right, I'm still starting 2nd on Sunday. Like, he would have ultimately had pole because Bottas was out. He had to go to the back with the new engine. So I think that that's a good way to do it. Plus, it really cleans up the issue of, is it a race? Is it qualifying? What do we call it? Everybody calls it a race, but it's called qualifying. It also cleans up the issue of statistically, you're the speed king or something dumb on Friday, and then you're the qualifying winner on Sunday or Saturday. You get the pole or whatever. The pole's Friday, race on Saturday, and then Grand Prix. Now, I think that maybe we can give out some more points if it's an actual race. Because now the 3-2-1 is definitely just an incentive for those guys at the front to go. It's the only way you're going to incentivize Red Bull and Mercedes trying it all. So I say you give points to the top 6. I think we do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So 1st is 6th, 5 is 2nd, 4 is 3, 3 is 4, 4 is 3, 5 is 2, 6 is 1. You incentivize it more. I mean, you do take that risk of what obviously Formula One wants to avoid is a sprint race happening late in the year being when the champion's crowned. They don't want it to be like, you're the champion, you got third in a sprint race. Just enough to secure it. But I think you gotta take that risk if you're gonna incentivize the weekend to be more exciting. I mean, even this season, with the sprint race being Brazil, like, the third one could be a deciding factor. So, you take that risk that somebody's gonna win the championship on a Saturday. But I see top 6 getting points. We call it a race. Qualifying on Friday gets you both spots. It gets you pole for the sprint race, and it gets you pole for the Grand Prix. There you go. You're good. You go forward, you give your team, if you crash, you're good. You don't have to go to the back. Perez had that in Britain. He crashed, had to start in the back. Gasly had that in Italy. He crashed, had to go to the back. Affected both their races. You can change it so that way it won't. You crash, you still start 6th, you still start 4th. You get points for your team. Everything works out. I think that's such a better way to do it. And we can go back, change the 3 races that we had into the results. I mean, you can retroactively change it and say, these are actually the pole winners. This is the first 3 sprint races. So we can statistically say, in 5 years from now, Max won the first sprint race, Lewis won qualifying that day. You can change it, and you're good. It doesn't become a weird statistical issue. Just my opinion. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys in the next one.